conversation with Raph, I like in my brain, like if someone gets fired, it's the direct report's fault, but it's also the fault of the manager. And I think I remember getting mad, or like one thing that made me have that conversation with Vinay in the beginning was because I asked Vinay why he wanted to be a manager, and his only reason was like to drive the product roadmap, to really drive what we're working on, to like make big decisions. And I'm like, not once did you mention that you wanted to be like a people manager and you wanted to like help see your team grow or help your direct reports grow in the way that they want to grow. Yeah, I think same thing with Raph. I was like, do you think, like I asked him, like, do you think that anything could have gone differently? Like, is there anything that I could take away from this? Yeah, are there any thoughts that you have? Like, do you think anything could have gone differently, basically is what I was asking him. And his response was, I think you're fishing for answers that I cannot give you. Like, this is what happened and like there's nothing you can do, so you just have to live with it, is the vibe that I got. He literally said though, like, I feel like you're fishing for answers. Okay, so you're just gonna like have this last conversation with me in like a state of anger and in a state of like, I know best and you don't know what you're doing. Like, it was just really frustrating, the fact that like in a situation like this, like people weren't reflective and they weren't willing to be like, I don't know, like be thinking about how things could be different next time, or how like things could have gone differently. Yeah, there were a lot of things that I probably could have done differently. Like I could have probably bit my tongue and like not said anything to Vinay. I probably could have avoided like calling him an outright like sexist, or I could have avoided like, I don't know, like having the conversations I did and the way that I did them, or like said them differently, or like phrased things differently. And the fact that like Raph had nothing to say about anything, it just made me feel like what was the point of any conversation I had with him, or anything. Like do you really care about any, I don't know. It's like, I always got the vibe that he didn't really care about DEI. He just had to do it because like he was like the original head of, or like one of like the earlier heads of engineering, whatever. Like you have to like build up a good engineering team and build up a good company, and he became this like leader that everyone liked because he like did all these initiatives and he did all these things. And I'm not saying that he did a bad job. Like I think he did a great job for like some aspects. I just think like maybe in this particular thing with me, like he could have done something better. I don't know. I just expected better from him, just because he cared so much about like these initiatives, like manager training or bias training or like stuff like that. I'm just like, you clearly had favorites and everyone has blind spots, and the fact that I like really felt like he had these like huge blind spots just was like a shock to me. And that was like the worst conversation that I had when I left, and I think it just like really bothered me how that went. In summary, I was just, yeah, like so annoyed that there was just double standards happening between like me and like the male junior engineer Lucas, and I just felt like I wasn't being treated fairly. I was just annoyed that like neither Raph nor Vinay felt like they did anything wrong, or they didn't have any like reflection on the situation and thought that they were just like justified in what happened. I was also like, I don't know, slightly annoyed that the fact that like the only people that have gotten fired at Lob were like women or people of color. And then like another guy, Ben fucking Freeland, like, oh, this is so annoying. This isn't even like relevant to me really, but like he's this white male engineer that like Raph really pushed for to get hired. This guy didn't accept the offer, then Raph like went to go make him accept the offer, and then like his other thing didn't work out, so then he was like, yeah, you should come join again, even though like he didn't re-interview. I don't know. And like Raph was like really like, yeah, this guy's like the best. And then you know what fucking happens, which is so ridiculous, is he literally like doesn't show up to work for like four weeks, like maybe like longer than that. His like computer's gone, like he doesn't show up. Even when he was at the office, like he did nothing. Like he took forever onboarding, he like barely put up any PRs, and he just like disappears. And he like basically stole so much money from Lob. He never returned the laptop, I'm pretty sure. He just like got paid to like not be there. He like didn't even do anything while he was there. And I was like, how the fuck did like Raph hire this person who's like doing so shitty, and like I'm the one that's like, I don't know, getting fired, whatever, I don't care anymore. I felt like I proved myself and I got fired. And other people like, okay, I'm gonna stop being upset. But you're probably thinking that like this is the end of your story, but it's like not even the worst part. Like the worst part is